We have our portable KIJV microphone out here at the Huron Airport, just outside the city limits of Huron. We're watching the delegates arriving on the United Airlines Convair flight. They have just gotten in. The time is approximately 20 minutes until 1 o'clock. In just a few minutes, we'll hear the Mayor of Huron, Mayor EF Carsons, and South Dakota Secretary of Agriculture, Mr. Britt, presenting their welcome speeches to the foreign visitors here.
Representative of the Governor Joe Foss of the state of South Dakota. We're sorry the governor couldn't be here, but these gentlemen want to extend to you good people from visitors from far away a cordial welcome to South Dakota. And I'll introduce to you...
Now here is the Mayor of Huron, Mr. EF Carsons.
You want me to use this one? Oh, I got to press down on that. In behalf of the citizens of Huron, it gives me great pleasure to welcome this delegation, who are members of the International Federation of Agriculture Producers, who this year have held their annual conference in the United States. We appreciate your visit to Huron and hope that the delegation will enjoy meeting people from our city, the meetings and the tours that have been made available to them. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mayor Carsons. And we now have the pleasure of having the Secretary of Agriculture with us from South Dakota, and he will extend a welcome to you on behalf of our governor. Secretary of Agriculture, Mr. Charles Britt.
Secretary of Agriculture, Mr. Charles Britt.
Oh, is this the one or this one? Both. South Dakota is honored, indeed, to have you, the distinguished delegates of the International Federation of Agricultural Producers, as our guest this day in South Dakota. You no doubt represent the best in agriculture in your various nations. And to commemorate this occasion and to call to the attention of all of the citizens of South Dakota, the significance of this historic event, the Governor of South Dakota has proclaimed this day, June the 4th, 1957, as International Agricultural Day in the state of South Dakota, in your honor. We feel that this is a historic event for us in South Dakota. It is the first attempt and the first opportunity that we in agriculture have had towards a better understanding of international relationship in agriculture through personal contacts with representatives from foreign countries. It is our first opportunity to exchange ideas, affording us a better understanding of how we can be of mutual help to each other in our international relations. When you distinguished gentlemen included South Dakota in your tour, you chose a state which stands high in agricultural production, a state that ranks high in the production of almost any kind of grain, grasses, and livestock. The state of South Dakota produces far beyond its capacity to consume. And agriculture in South Dakota is largely dependent on the markets outside of the state and outside of the nation. This is why we in South Dakota have such a keen interest to promote a friendly international relationship so that we may encourage a constant flow of our products not only to the local markets but also to the international markets wherever they are needed. We in South Dakota are also proud of our farms, and in your visit to a few of these, you will find perhaps the last word in modernization and mechanized farming. You will find in use the most modern methods in agriculture, farms that are geared to a minimum or to a maximum in production, through methods such as crop rotation, use of fertilizers suited to the needs of the soil, soil and water conservation practices, and others. My good friends, the Governor of South Dakota bids you a very cordial welcome to our great state of South Dakota. He does so on behalf of himself and of all of the people of South Dakota. We hope that your brief visit will be pleasant, very pleasant, and profitable in strengthening our friendship and our understanding of one another. Yes, we hope that your visit will be so pleasant that it will be long remembered by you when you return to your nation and by us here in South Dakota. The governor tells me that his only regret is that due to a previous commitment, he is not able to participate personally, but he wants me to convey to you that his welcome to you is very warm and friendly and very sincere. I thank you.
We have had our portable KIJV microphone out at the airport welcoming the delegates from the foreign countries to the International Federation of Agricultural Producers Convention, which is being held in the United States this year. The people are being welcomed into Huron right now. We have moved our microphone to in front of the Chicago and Northwestern Railway freight station, where the parade is formulating, which will march straight down Dakota Avenue to the Farmers Union building. Directly in front of us is the American Legion Color Guard with the colors of the United States of America and the American Legion flag. Directly behind them, we see the Huron Municipal Band under the direction of Paul Christensen. Behind them are the Boy Scouts carrying the flags of all the different nations, of all the people. There the band starts to play. There are people here from many different countries. There are 22 people from India. There goes the band. The parade is starting. 22 people from India, 1 from Australia, 1 from Canada, 5 people from Denmark, 1 from Finland and Japan, 2 from Kenya, 1 from Luxembourg. There are 6 people here from the Netherlands, 1 person from New Zealand, and John Andrews, president of the International Association. Norway is represented by 1 person. There are 6 people from South Africa. There are 5 people from Sweden. The car is going by us right now with Paul Upsall, president of the South Dakota Farmers Union, and the mayor of Huron. Directly behind them are cars bearing the delegates to the International Federation of Agricultural Producers Convention. The parade is now going by us right here on Dakota Avenue. Continuing with the people that are here, Sweden is represented by 5 people. There are 2 people from Switzerland. There are 6 from the United Kingdom and 1 from Yugoslavia, which all adds up to a grand total of, I believe, 64. We added them up just a moment ago, and we hesitated to write it down, but I believe if that estimate is correct, there are 64 people here from the foreign countries. The parade is now going by us, and they'll soon be in the downtown sector of Huron on their way out to the South Dakota Farmers Union building. We have our portable KIJV microphone out here at the Hans Beck farm, where the touring delegates are touring the farms. They've been at the Richard Hayter farm, and they're now here at the Hans Beck farm. And we're going to speak now to a man from the Netherlands. What is your name, sir?
Klielaars.
What is your general impression of the tour to the farms here in South Dakota?
Oh, we enjoyed it very much because in this manner we get the opportunity to see how farmers work, how farm families live.
How does it compare with the farm life in the Netherlands, sir?
In general, the farming in the Netherlands is more intensively done because there is a very big shortage of land and relatively abundance of labor. That's the big difference.
You're a farmer in the Netherlands?
No, I'm a farmer's son, but I'm working as economic advisor of one of the farm organizations.
What do they raise principally in their farms in the Netherlands?
Well,
the same as we raise here?
It's very difficult to say because there's a big variety in crops, and we have only a very small area of agricultural land. But the variety is, I suppose, as large, as big as it is in any country of the world.
Well, we call South Dakota the land of infinite variety. I suppose you'd have about the same thing to say about the Netherlands.
It differs from bulbs and flowers to cattle, dairy products, and all type of crops. But we don't raise much corn.
I see. Well, thank you very much for speaking to us, and we wish you the best of luck on the rest of your tour.
Thank you.
I'm speaking now to a lady from India. What is your name, ma'am?
My name is Huron. I come from the northern part of India.
I see. And are you a farmer's wife in India?
No, certainly not. I run the farm myself.
Oh, I see. Well, very good. How long have you been on this tour?
We landed here on Easter Friday.
And how long do you plan to remain?
Well, we'll be here till the 1st of August.
I see. I understand that you're going from here to Jamestown, North Dakota, and then continue your tour through the farms in the United States. We're certainly glad to have you here. What are your impressions of the farms that you've seen today?
Well, the farms are nice, and the people are very hospitable. We've been overwhelmed with their goodness.
I wonder how you like the long, dusty roads that we've had in getting out to these farms. I notice there aren't, another observation I'd like to make, I notice there aren't too many people that are too old with the tour. I've been watching you, and your schedule seems rather cramped. You keep jumping all the time. Isn't that right?
Yes, well, your dusty roads don't worry me because we have plenty of dust hanging around on our roads.
I see. And how about this schedule that you're following? Does it keep you pretty busy?
Yes, sometimes we feel that they have sort of given us so much that it takes us about 6 months to digest it when we get back home.
I see. Well, thank you very much for speaking to us, and good luck on the rest of your tour.
Well, goodbye, and lots of goodwill from India to you people.
Thank you. We're speaking now to another person from India, this time a gentleman. And what part of India do you come from, sir?
I come from the Punjab, which is situated in the northwest of India.
What is your name?
My name is Man, G-B-S Man.
Well, that's very interesting.
It's nothing to do with George Bernard Shaw, but it is my own initials.
That sounds almost like an English name.
Well, I come from an Aryan family. We all started from somewhere in Middle East, round about the Caspian Sea. Few of us went towards Europe, and few came to over the passes of the Himalayas into India.
I see. Well, how have you been enjoying your tour through these farms today?
Well, I've thoroughly enjoyed my tour to these farms and in all the places I've so far visited, in Denver, in Colorado, in the Rockies, and I find that the looking after here, which we have received, is will never be forgotten because it's genuine.
What do you think of the state of South Dakota? I was out at the airport when you arrived today, and I was wondering what you thought of the state of South Dakota.
Well, the state of South Dakota, as we flew over the countryside, I noticed there were very few trees.
We call it the Great Plains.
Yes, but the countryside is undulating, rather rolling in places, and I find that it's something like the plains of the Punjab look at, which are irrigated and have more crops and slightly different because of irrigation and channels and so on. Otherwise, the countryside looks very much like the plains of the Punjab.
I see. Are you a farmer in India?
Yes, I am a farmer.
What do you raise, sir?
I raise cotton, wheat, rice, beans of certain type known as gram, and oil seeds, and I also have tea gardens in the Himalayas.
Very interesting, and we're very glad to talk to you, and we wish you a lot of good luck on the rest of your tour, and we hope that you enjoy yourself while you're in this country.
Well, thank you very much.
And thank you. We'd like to speak now to a man from Denmark. What is your name, sir?
Knudsen.
Mr. Knudsen.
EF Knudsen.
Are you here alone, or is your wife with you?
I'm alone here, but I have been here for some times.
I see. How long?
Especially in Washington, D.C. for 5 years.
Are you a farmer in Denmark?
Yes.
I see. What do you raise?
I have been mostly as a young man with a farmer, but mostly in the western part of Jutland.
I see.
But mostly in the Agricultural Council in Copenhagen. But now I'm an agricultural attaché at the Danish Embassy in Washington, D.C.
Oh, I see. Well, that's very interesting. How are you enjoying your tour throughout the state of South Dakota and throughout the Midwest?
The first have been in, of course, in Purdue University as a conference. But since then we have been also at the Farmers Union's headquarters in Denver. That was a splendid tour.
I see.
And of course also here over to Huron.
I see. Well, thank you very much for talking to us, and we wish you the best of luck on your on the rest of your tour.
Thank you very much.
This is Sir James Turner from London.
I see. Well, thank you, Paul. Gee, I've never talked to a sir before. I don't know. I don't know just exactly what to say. Sir, do I call you Sir James or Sir?
Right. That's quite right.
Would you like to say a few words about the tour here through South Dakota?
Well, we're only just beginning it, I think. We're trying to drink it all in, the vast expanse that we're seeing of land, and it's hard for us to imagine, looking around it now as we do, that it was ever derelict. But it was because of those years of depression between the wars that prompted me to initiate the move that started the International Federation of Agricultural Producers.
I see. Sir James, you're president, I understand, of the British Farmers Union?
Yes, I am.
And I guess we asked you about the tour here. How long have you been in this country now?
Well, I've been here since the 17th of May, but I've been at the conference in Purdue for a fortnight.
I see. Well, are you going along with the rest of the tour then?
Oh, surely, and then going home by sea in mid-June.
I see.
Back to my own farm.
You have quite a large farm in England?
Intensive farm, 400 acres only, but it's all arable land.
I see. Well, 400 acres, I understand, in England is quite a spread, isn't it?
Well, yes.
In comparison with a lot of the other farms.
There are bigger farms.
Well, I suppose they always say no matter how big you get, there's always something bigger. Well, thank you very much for talking to us, and we wish you a lot of luck on the rest of your tour.
We're most grateful to the South Dakota Farmers Union for organizing such a wonderful trip for us.
I see. Well, thank you very much. We're speaking now to a man from Sweden, is that right?
That's correct.
And what is your name, sir?
My name is Svärdström.
And you're over here with the International Federation Tour, I understand.
Yes, I have been at the meetings of the Federation ever since it started in Scheveningen in Holland in 1946 it was.
I see. Are you a farmer in Sweden?
47. No, I am not a farmer. I am a professor, and my subject is marketing of agricultural products. And furthermore, I have been with the farm organizations for many years, and I still keep a position within the staff of the Swedish Farmers Central Cooperative Organization.
I see. Do you teach in a university? Are you a professor in a university in Sweden?
Well, we have a special university for agriculture. We have only one. You might remember that Sweden is a rather little, small country. And there I am a professor in marketing. It's very close to our oldest university, which was founded in the 13th century in Uppsala. So it's the same address, Uppsala in Sweden.
Well, as a farm expert then, you should have some very interesting observations on the South Dakota farm scene.
But the first observation is that agriculture in my country and here is not very much the same. Sweden is overcrowded in comparison with your country, Our farming is on small farms. Our average farm is not more than 16 acres, and that might sound very little to you. Still, it is possible for them by intense farming to make their living on such small pieces of land.
I see. Well, we've asked the other delegates how long they've been gone, and they all seem to give us different answers. How long have you been gone from your native Sweden?
I didn't get that.
How long have you been gone from Sweden?
For about 3 weeks.
3 weeks.
3 weeks.
And you'll be going on now to Chicago, where the tour ends. And
I'm going on to Chicago, and then I hope to meet my daughter, who is my oldest daughter, who has been studying for a year at the Penn State University.
Oh, I see.
And who I hope to be able to take home with me if she hasn't got too much in love with U.S. or some American.
Well, we hope that she does fall in love with the United States, and we hope that you've enjoyed your stay here, and we hope that you'll enjoy the remainder of your stay.
Thank you.
Thank you very much for talking to us.
Thank you.
At the Hansbeck Farm, we're speaking now to the president of the International Federation of Agricultural Producers, Mr. John Andrews from New Zealand. How do you do, Mr. Andrews?
How do you do?
We're very glad to meet you here, and we wonder if you have any observations about the tour.
Well, we are enjoying the tour very, very much. We had a wonderful reception in Huron today, and we've had a very nice drive through picturesque country in a most beautiful day.
I see. How did you like the roads?
The roads, I thought, were good.
I noticed there's a little
The
dusty
hospitality here has been splendid.
I noticed there's a little dusty coming out here to this farm. I don't suppose...
Yes, all your roads are not tar sealed yet,
That's
but
right.
I think they will be in time.
I suppose that's possible. Are you a farmer in New Zealand?
Yes, I'm a farmer.
I see. You follow the custom there of the people that are at the head of our farmers unions here in this country are mostly all farmers. And for instance, Mr. Upsall, who maintains a large farm outside of Huron. How would you compare the farms in New Zealand? Now, this is a question we've been asking to most of the people we've interviewed. How would you compare the farms in your home country with the farms right here in South Dakota?
Well, your farms seem to be largely what we would describe agricultural farms, and ours are mostly sheep and dairying.
I see.
Grass predominating.
Well, that's very interesting, Mr. Andrews, and we're very glad to talk to you, and we wish you a lot of luck on the rest of your trip.
Thank you. It's been very nice to have been with you.
Thank you. Well, from New Zealand, we come back to the United States and clear back to South Dakota. From the Pine Ridge Reservation, we have a lady here speaking to us now. What is your name, ma'am?
My name is Mrs. Elfrida Janice, and I'm on the tribal council there at Pine Ridge.
Oh, I see. Well, that's very interesting. How are you enjoying this tour?
Very much, sir.
I see. Well, it's nothing new to you, I don't imagine, living here in South Dakota.
Well, it is new because I've met a lot of people before that I've never had a chance to meet.
That's interesting, isn't it?
That is quite interesting.
Mm-hmm. Are you going on with the tour to North Dakota?
No, I don't think so, sir. We're having a meeting in Pierre right now with the Aberdeen area. And so I'm afraid we have to go back there.
I see. Well, that's quite interesting, and we're very glad to talk to you, and glad that you could come over and say hello to us. Thank you very much.
Thank you.